Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It's always so good to see you. So, first of all, happy birthday. I hope that this year ahead brings you so much love and joy, blessings, adventure, prosperity, everything that your heart is truly wanting to manifest this year. So, today we're going to take a look at the energy of the year ahead. We'll first take a look at the overall energy, and then we'll go into each of the 4 quarters to see what is on the horizon for you. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon. Yeah, be spirit. Sweet results await. Libra, this is just such a beautiful energy. One of my favorite cards. It's also the number 7, very spiritual, allowing yourself to recognize that all of the hard work that you have been doing, all of the seeds that you have planted and nourished are now coming into fruition in this beautiful year ahead. What a beautiful energy. And then you have valiant courage, take action with passion. This is about not allowing disappointments in the past stop you from planting the seeds that you really and truly want to plant. Allowing yourself to dream again of what it is that your heart truly desires. It says, take action with passion. That means take action on what your heart truly desires. It's kind of interesting because 2025 is a 9 year, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. It's the end, of a 9-year cycle, and 2026 is a 1 year. It's where we're planting new seeds. And I think it's so amazing that the seeds that you plant in this year ahead will come into fruition, will bring you, what it is that your heart truly desires. Not allowing your fears to stop you, allowing yourself to be bold, to be fearless, to understanding that the disappointments of the past are in the past and that this is truly a new chapter for you. Yes, oh my goodness. You are truly stepping into creating the life that you really and truly desire. With the milestone card here, it's allowing yourself to focus on what it is that you want to experience. And especially if especially this is the number 7, the last 7 years perhaps have had a lot of disappointments in them. It's about allowing yourself to let go, because you have the let go card, letting go of the disappointments of the past and creating the beautiful new future that you are desiring. You have the manifestation card underneath here. It's by the book. This is the law of attraction, understanding that where you put your time, your energy, your focus, is what you are going to manifest more of. So this is really having the courage to allowing yourself to take a look at what seeds you really want to plant and not allowing yourself to stay focused on seeds that didn't work out for you, right? It's the seeds of the past. It's like they're in the past. Whatever occurred in the past was really and truly, it's going to bring greatness to you in some way, whether that's through insight, wisdom, taking you on a new adventure, right? Allowing yourself to see that endings are also new beginnings. Allowing yourself to decide what it is that, look at this, truth be told, this is looking into your heart. You see how that owl, I'm trying to get the, the glare off of there. The owl has its heart open. It's allowing yourself to open your heart to what it is that your heart truly desires. Your heart is not desiring, disappointment. Your heart is not desiring to be hurt. So it's allowing yourself to shift your focus onto what your heart does desire, right? Your ego may be kind of getting in the way here, kind of focusing on the disappointments, the things in your life that you would like to change, right? And instead of focusing on that, it's about allowing yourself to instead focus on what it is that you do desire. So if you're focusing on what's not working in your life at this time, you're only going to get more of that. And especially when you have the manifestation card coming out, it's really important to be extremely positive and future minded. Okay, not allowing yourself to ruminate over what has occurred in the past or what isn't working presently in your life, but instead about having the courage to look forward, to dream something new into being, of allowing yourself to recognize that you are co-creating, you are manifesting at this time, and that you're playing a part in that, right? You're playing a part in your vibration, in your positivity, in your open-mindedness to things being different than they are at this time or what has occurred in the past. Yeah, you have the fates and you have the Phoenix Rising card, right? This is the energy. This is the death card, understanding that the past is over, right? The death card represents that something has ended so that something new can begin. It's fated. What has occurred in the past was fated. There was a specific reason that played out in your life in order to bring you a better sense of who you are, a better sense of your spiritual gifts, your creative abilities, whatever it is. It's allowing yourself to recognize that those situations, right? Those difficult situations that you've had in the past, there actually was a silver lining to it. And when we can allow ourselves to focus on the good in difficult situations, or even more specifically for you, the good in what you want to attract into your life, right? It's about allowing yourself to shift. Okay, and being an air sign, I'm a Gemini, so I'm a fellow air sign. Sometimes when we go through difficult experiences, especially if the last 7 years have been extremely difficult, this is the number 11, so it could even be 11 years, or it could be with specific people in your life, right? That's kind of like a twin flame type of energy, or soulmates on your path that have really hurt your heart. Allowing yourself to understand that that transit is over, and allowing yourself to not focus on what isn't working, okay, or what has been painful in the past, and allowing yourself instead to see that new people, new possibilities, new opportunities are on the horizon for you when you can allow yourself to shift your energy from what has occurred to what it is that you want to create in the future. There is the energy that, yeah, you have the divine timing. There's something chaotic that may even be playing out in your life at this time, but it's allowing yourself to recognize that something that may be disappointing right here, right now in your lifetime is really in order to help you to let go of the negative energy or the lower vibrational thoughts or the mindsets that are holding you in place. It's almost like you just have this energy of the divine timing coming in. Something divine is happening so that you can have this moment of being the Phoenix rising, right? Rising up out of the ashes, allowing yourself to know that the worst truly is behind you. It's about embracing, having the courage. I am going to say it is about having the courage to see life in a different way. It's so hard for us as air signs, right? We can get caught up in our head. We can try to figure it out logically. We can overanalyze past situations, right? But this is about allowing yourself to lead with your heart. What is it that your heart truly desires in a positive format, right? Allowing yourself to recognize that your heart is desiring a different experience and that this is the year that you can bring that into fruition. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, this has something to do with love too. We have the Emperor and the Empress along with the Two of Cups coming out. Okay, allowing yourself to recognize that especially difficult romantic connections from the past or difficult situations, this can even be within yourself, okay? Because we all have divine masculine, divine feminine. Bringing it into balance within yourself also helps to bring in new romantic connections or new friends, new soul tribe members, whatever it is that you're seeking in your relationships or in your connections in life. There's something here where you have the Emperor here. So this is for October through December. Look, you're trying to move into this beautiful new milestone, some goals, something that you are wanting to manifest, whether that is in a relationship or if that is in your career sector, your financial sector, your lifestyle sector, it doesn't matter. But there's something here where you're still holding on to the past. Okay, you're trying to make decisions about the future based on what has occurred in the past. That is, I feel, Libra, the difficult thing for you at this time. With the Emperor here, it's kind of like you're trying to control the future because you don't want to experience the difficulties of the past again, but you're also kind of in your head. So you're trying to maneuver something, but that's why this chaos, if you're experiencing chaos in your life right now, okay, part of it is because the divine is coming in. You have two cards of the divine timing, the Wheel of Fortune coming in, right? Faded energy to help you to move out of your head and to embrace this much more loving Empress energy, okay? Now, here's the thing. Sometimes we have to recognize that it takes courage to allow ourselves to not want to control everything in our life and to allow ourselves to trust the universe, especially if you have had a very difficult transit, especially with that Pluto in Capricorn from 2008, and perhaps especially the last 7 to 11 years. Sometimes we can get into more of a fearful energy and understanding that we can make any decision, whether it's the time we wake up or what we eat for breakfast or what we do throughout the day. We can make those decisions either based on love or fear, and understanding that sometimes we're trying to control things so much so because we feel like if we're controlling our life, our decisions, the people in our life, right? Our career, if we're making those from this kind of Emperor energy, Aries energy, if we're trying to control in from our head, because the divine masculine is more of thinking, okay, more logical, trying to analyze things, and allowing yourself to make decisions from that energy, you're actually slowing down your progress of stepping into this. What you're being asked to do is to have a little bit more courage, a little bit more trust in the universe, because the universe is really trying to take you in the direction that is best for your highest good. This is the energy of allowing yourself to not make decisions based on, I know what's best for me. And I totally can get that as a Gemini, right? It's kind of like, I know what's best for me instead of allowing the universe to help you out. This is the energy, because this is what you have for January, February, March. Okay? Divine, all divine feminine energy of allowing your intuition to guide you, allowing your heart to guide you. And to be honest, you can speed this energy up. You can get into this energy, because when you are allowing your heart to decide the direction that you want to go in, instead of, this is a little bit more, I'm protecting my energy. I'm making decisions so that I don't follow the patterns of the past or have any disappointments. I don't want to take any risks, okay? When you're in that type of energy, you're actually slowing the process of abundance, of joy, of love, of flowing to you. It seems kind of counterproductive, I know, or counterintuitive. Yeah, it's your fears. You're holding yourself back. Look, you have the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man. You're holding yourself back because you don't want to lose your sense of safety and security with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, though, is an energy of trusting yourself, but also allowing yourself. It's a much more divine feminine energy than the Emperor, right? The Emperor is the energy of, I know what's best, right? I'm going to call the shots. So Libra, if you feel lately like you have wanted to call the shots because you feel like it'll keep you safer, this is the energy of letting you know that it's actually hindering your progress of experiencing the love, the joy, the abundance, the prosperity that you are truly desiring. Because I feel like something is occurring here where you could have a little bit of a tower moment, okay? Things might turn a little bit because the universe is trying to get your attention. They're trying to let you know we have something better for you. It's almost like you're rebelling and saying, no, I want to make the decision. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter, and she's very much in that no energy. It's kind of like she wants to a little bit of that energy that 2 and 3-year-olds have, right? It's kind of like they want to call the shot. They're getting a taste of their independence, right? Well, you're a little bit in that energy, allowing yourself to get out of your head and really get into your heart, really trying to make a vision board of what you would like to experience. And once again, what you want to experience, not what you don't want to experience. I'll give you a really good example because we tend to have love in this relationship. But a lot of times, if our heart has been broken in the past, somebody has betrayed us, right? We can then want to manifest a new romantic partner into our life. But we say, well, I want a person that won't betray me. The universe doesn't hear the word won't or doesn't or not, right? So in other words, when you're saying, I want someone who won't betray me, the universe hears, I want someone that betrays me, because you're focusing on the word betray. You're trying to manifest something new in your life, but you're basing it on a past negative experience. So just turn it around. I want to manifest a new romantic connection with someone that is loyal and loves me for who I am, right? That's a totally different energy. Allowing yourself to recognize where perhaps some of your words are literally holding you back from acquiring what it is that you desire. The other thing I will say is that if you're thinking you have limitations, you see with the Eight of Swords there, all those swords are in the ground. Those swords aren't going to hurt her at all. They're in the ground, right? It's allowing yourself to recognize this is the card of self-doubt. This is the card of seeing limitations or thinking that there are certain limitations to you acquiring what it is that you desire. You can't change jobs because, and then, well, I got these health benefits or whatever. It's like allowing yourself to see, are there any other possibilities instead of allowing yourself to immediately step into why you can't make changes. Allowing yourself instead to have the courage to see things in a different way. With the Hanged Man, right? This is the energy of you are being held, suspended in place until you can allow yourself to see the situation in a different light. And that's where this Empress energy, this divine feminine energy is coming in. This is a part of a spiritual lesson that you are learning. is that when we allow ourselves to love the situation that we're in, we're grateful for what we have, even if it is that you want to move in a different direction, really embracing being grateful for what's in front of you right here, right now, right? There's always something you can be grateful for, and focusing on the good that you want for yourself in the future, focusing on the love, the prosperity that you want in the future. When you have this beautiful, loving energy, divine feminine, and the Empress, right? Allowing yourself to focus on what you really and truly desire. That is what is going to help you to manifest and bring it in more quickly. Now, this energy is, in this spread for October, November, December, I'm telling you, don't allow that time period to hinder you. You can turn this around right now by just allowing yourself to step into your heart and start thinking about what it is that you would like to manifest for yourself, and allowing yourself to take away all the self-imposed limitations that you are putting on yourself at this time, allowing yourself to see things in a different way. Yeah, I feel like there's something from the past, and it could be a person, okay, a situation, childhood, something that you're really anxious about, that it's almost like you're trying to prevent yourself, right, from experiencing joy, because you experienced so much pain in a situation in the past and you don't want to experience that again. But that same type of energy is preventing you from actually experiencing a beautiful new love. And I'm going to say soul tribe adventures in the future, allowing yourself to recognize that. For some of you, this could be a relationship that you had in the past, perhaps coming back around. This could be a twin flame type of energy. This could be, somebody, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a business partner. It could be, some soulmate, a family member, or something like that. Coming back around, it's kind of like there is this energy of going within and understanding, okay, that whatever occurred between the two of you has truly kind of like almost put a block between you and what it is that your heart truly desires. It's almost as though, in fact, I'm going to pull some cards for both the Emperor and the Empress. Let's see what the energy is here, because it's almost, wow. And these just popped out. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I feel like there's some karma with this, right? We have the Justice. Something went down in the past, perhaps with a romantic connection, perhaps with your parents, okay? It could be your parents, could be a business connection, okay? Because this is a general reading. But something went down where you thought that this person, this situation was, okay, going to be long-lasting, give you lots of happiness and joy and love in your life, a lot of passion, with the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups coming in. But we also have the Justice. This is your energy, Libra. Understanding that something was unjust, unbalanced in this situation. And you're allowing, it's so funny because you're allowing that what occurred in that situation, and it could be from childhood because we have the 6 of Cups. And, both of these are kind of like energy of family, okay? Allowing yourself to let what occurred way back when, perhaps, to determine who you are, instead of you allowing yourself to go within, loving yourself for who you are, and allowing yourself to move forward. This is a beautiful, I'm going to say, for some of you, there could be, especially with the Phoenix Rising card here, there could be a reuniting with this person or persons. It could be a family situation, okay? It's allowing yourself to recognize what is it that you are really and truly wanting, desiring out of this connection or this group of connections. Allowing your intuition to help guide you instead of, because I feel like there's a lot that has happened, okay? But with the Emperor here, it's kind of like you're in your head. You're trying to look at it only from the facts of the situation. But the facts, I feel, are there's something here about the facts aren't really real because the facts are based on your fears, okay? It doesn't mean that this person hasn't hurt you or betrayed you, okay? But there's also this energy where you're allowing that to hinder what it is that you really and truly desire out of the relationship. Does not mean you have to get back together with this person, okay? It is the energy of no longer allowing the other person to hold power over you or power over the decisions that you want to make for yourself. Really interesting. Like, I feel like you're allowing yourself to go back into your heart, where as air signs, we need to focus our attention on our heart space, right? Because it doesn't come easily to us. Allowing yourself to say, what is it that my heart truly desires, right? And recognizing that you may be making some decisions because of a painful situation in the past, rather than on what your heart truly desires as you move forward. Because I feel as though for some of you, if this is some person or persons coming back from the past, you may actually, okay, want to go to some type of counseling with this person, okay, or getting some counseling for yourself, kind of like allowing yourself to not get into your Emperor energy of thinking, I know what's best. This is a little bit of, I want to learn how to better navigate relationships or situations. I feel like you're really allowing yourself to come into your own balance of head and heart, recognizing that you've crossed your heart off of your priority list for some time. You've been living life in this Emperor energy, maybe highly focused on your career or finances or trying to find financial stability. It could also be that, you know, for some of you, you could be even experiencing an illness or something that helps you to get back to who you really and truly are and what it is that life you desire out of life, right? It could be a situation where all of a sudden, you know, and it doesn't have to be with you, right? It could be with a friend or it could be with a family member. And all of a sudden you're seeing life in a different way, that it's not about living life out of fear, but living life, right? Yes, this is beautiful. And I think that for some of you, you're recognizing, look at this. I have 2 cups on the bottom. That you want love, that you want connection, that living in this life of just focusing on money or focusing on your career or protecting yourself or overly protecting yourself, right? It's not just protection, it's overly protection. That you're missing out on experiencing some of the most beautiful experiences that we can have, right? With other people, making connections. Whether that for some of you, you could become even a counselor or a coach, helping people with relationships. You're understanding that connection, or even in your career, right? Allowing yourself to recognize it's your energy that you bring to the connection. It's how you foster your relationships. that I feel like you're taking a little bit of the energy away from just the mindset of I'm doing this job or I'm starting this business just for the money, and understanding that when you get into the sense of connection, when you allow your heart to open again, that your business actually takes off. There's a new way of doing the world. Two of Wands, Six of Pentacles. You're understanding that it really is about a give and take, an exchange of energy, and not just an exchange of money, okay? I feel like this is a new way for you, Libra. You have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles grows into the Queen of Pentacles, who grows into the Empress. What you're recognizing is that the way that maybe you have been living your life the last 7 to 11 years has been focused on not getting hurt. So maybe there's been more of a focus on money or career or you know, in a way, in order to protect yourself, right? A lot of times when our heart is broken, then we focus on our career. And all of a sudden, I think you're coming to a point in your path where you're understanding it's not just about the material, right? It's also about the connections that you have in your life. Having a better balance. You're choosing, I want a better balance in life. I want a better balance between work and play. Right? A focused career and a focused relationship. But it's kind of like, I want a balance. I want both. And so that's for April through June. Once again, I'm going to say I think you can speed this up very much so by just stepping into more of your divine feminine energy. And, you know, divine feminine, that's, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine. Divine feminine is the energy of taking really good care of yourself. That's why I feel like if you're super focused on your career or your finances or whatever, you could experience a little bit of a setback with your health, okay? Because it's kind of like to allow yourself to recognize the importance of your health, the importance of taking really good care of yourself, the importance of having a relationship with yourself, the importance of having people in your life that emotionally support you. But we can't just expect people to emotionally support us. That could be a paradigm that you are changing, right? Understanding that relationships are give and take, and that when I show up for other people, right, with no expectation, then there also can be a reciprocal. It's about not expecting it, it's allowing it. It's allowing yourself to receive love from other people. Because you have the energy of the Five of Pentacles. Once again, an energy of feeling like you're not enough, you don't have enough, okay? And especially if right now your finances are a concern of yours, okay? It's understanding that maybe you've been focusing too much on not having enough. You're focusing, so you're literally manifesting more difficulty with your finances because you're focusing on not having enough. You're focusing on what's preventing you from going in a new direction. Five of Pentacles is also difficulty with your health, allowing yourself to recognize, right? Am I taking time to really and truly take good care of myself? Am I getting my sleep, drinking my water, eating nutritiously, right? Spending time in nature, meditating, right? Praying, journaling. Am I allowing myself to take super good care of myself? Or am I just focused on just like plowing through life? I've got to make more money, or, you know, and for some of you, if you're financially struggling, I can totally understand that. But it's also about understanding that the more that we focus on not having enough or being enough, or focusing on our if, you know, it's kind of like if you have an injury of some sort, you just like hyper focus on it. It's about allowing yourself to recognize that your whole body is connected, right? And allowing yourself to really love your whole body, not just the injury, will help the whole body to heal. Right? The rest of your body, if you twist your ankle, the rest of your body literally is trying to also help heal your ankle. So it's kind of like, okay, my ankle is twisted, and so I'm kind of laid up. I can put ice on it or whatever the doctor recommends, right? But I also can make sure I'm getting proper sleep. I'm eating nutritiously, right? It's helping the whole body. And I feel like that's what you're understanding, is that your heart and your head are connected. When you're only focusing on the material or the money or the career, right? You're also losing out on this other aspect of life. It takes courage to allow ourselves to really put focus into both worlds. And that's what you're doing. You're allowing yourself to walk away from this energy of not enough. And this could be something that you learned as a child, right? This could be a conditioned belief that you don't deserve more or you're not worth enough to be loved. You're allowing yourself to walk away from that because you're learning, no, when I love myself, when I prioritize my own love for myself and take good care of myself, and also take time to have good connections in my life, people that are really and truly in alignment with me and what it is that I desire, then I will attract in more of that. And that's what you're understanding. This is what I want. I want to plant the seeds of balance and joy and happiness and pleasure and passion into my life. Yeah, something is coming in. I am telling you, look at this. Four of Pentacles, you're holding back. And I remember I said tower. Here's the tower. Something is, you don't have to go through a difficult tower. I know some of you are going to be like, no, but the tower is also that epiphany. I want to live life differently. I'm tired of being in this constraining energy. It's self-imposed, allowing yourself to recognize that you are self-imposing yourself into this energy. This is the energy of doubting yourself. This is the energy of enlightenment, the hanged man. And that's what the tower is helping you to do, to understand I'm only stuck because I'm allowing myself to be stuck instead of allowing myself to see things differently. And when you do, look at what is here, the Sun card, right? Happiness, joy, prosperity, abundance, passion, pleasure. Allowing yourself to let go of the constraints. It's almost like you have handcuffed yourself to, she has her hands tied behind her back, but she could literally get out of that. Excuse me. The blindfold is so loose. This is something you can allow yourself to get out of when you allow yourself to recognize that you're making decisions, perhaps based more on fear rather than on love. You're healing this. Oh my gosh. I think for some of you, there is either new love or the return of a love. You have the Aquarius energy, the healing, the star card. You have the Wheel of Fortune again. You have the Wheel of Fortune 3 times. Your wishes and dreams are coming true when you allow yourself to move out of the self-imposed fears that you are allowing yourself to live by, right? Two of Cups again. And then you have the Death card, okay? So this is the Phoenix Rising card again. This is the energy of something has ended in order for something new to begin. You may have to end an old way of seeing the world. You may have to end a paradigm of thinking, this is all I'm going to acquire. There's nothing else for me. You may have to allow yourself to recognize the only thing that's keeping you, that's holding you back from what you really and truly desire is your own self-doubts, right? Allowing yourself to recognize, where did that come from? Is that from childhood? Is that from experiences that you have acquired? I totally understand that, right? And I'm sending you so much love and hugs, but asking yourself, is that the truth? Or is there a different truth that you can see within yourself? That you are whole, that you are loved, that you deserve everything that your heart truly desires. And it's time to allow yourself to recognize that the seeds that you plant over this next year can be fruitful. It says sweet results await, right? Allowing yourself to say, what is it that I want to create in this next year? Allowing yourself to plant those seeds, to nurture them, to not doubt that they will grow. Allowing yourself to love what you're putting your time, your energy into. If you're putting time and energy into anything that you don't love, it may be time to allow yourself to say, it's time for me to let go of that. It's time for me to go in a different direction, whether that's a relationship, a mindset, a belief, a job, a place that you live, whatever it is. If you don't have love and joy in it, it's time to ask yourself, why are you staying in it, right? Allowing yourself to say, what other options do I have? What is it that my heart truly desires? Because it's on the path for you. All you have to do is allow yourself to move in that direction. Wow. Okay, Libra, beautiful energy. Okay, let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I also have a discount code in there for a little birthday gift to you. Because I have kind of like, it's already October. Libra season started a while ago. I'm going to have the discount code for you. Normally it would just be for Libra season, but I'm going to have it run through the end of the year. Okay, so please take a look at that if that's something you'd like to, a little gift you'd like to give to yourself. So let's see what we have here. How can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? I think that is part of it. You have been kind of conditioned to believe that you don't deserve anything else. This is you stepping into the energy of being compassionate and listening to your inner child, right? You may have been conditioned to believe at one time that your worth was tied to how much money you made or how successful you were, right? Allowing yourself to recognize there is so much more to you, Libra, right? That you are this beautiful, loving soul, and allowing yourself to step into that energy of living the life that your heart truly desires. All right, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.